So what should we expect from MACAN in the future?
Well, we have a number of goals for the museum, and I think that generally one is that we want to have a robust museum here in Jakarta. So we're building the infrastructure, we're building the human resources, we're building the programming in order for us to have that sustainable program, sustainable museum. Other things that we're working on and things that are built into the DNA of the museum is to ensure that there's kind of cultural exchange that happens between Indonesia and the rest of the world. So we'll work with others, other museums, other curators, other collections around the world to bring them here into Indonesia, but then also to bring Indonesian art to the rest of the world. And we can do that through the broad networks that the museum already has, and we're constantly building up those networks. So in the future, we really want people to think, when they think about art and culture in Jakarta, that they think about Museum MACAN, that they think about this place as somewhere where they can come and learn and contemplate things, and also a place where that they might see things that they've never seen before. Be open to those types of experiences which you can only get in a museum. So, definitely our plans for the future involve our local community, the city in which we live in, but also expanding out, being outward looking to the rest of the world.
I'm waiting for that. So
Yeah.
How did you come to take this role, Mr. MACAN?
So before I came to Indonesia, I was the head of Asian and Pacific art at the Queensland Art Gallery, the Gallery of Modern Art in Brisbane, Australia. So my background is in contemporary Asian art. I'm a curator of contemporary Asian art, and my role in Brisbane was really to manage a very important collection of Asian art. So Asian art that spans a very big geography, and of course Indonesia is very important to that collection because of Indonesia's relationship to Australia, its close geographic proximity to Australia. I've constantly been traveling throughout Asia for all of my professional life, and I was very happy to be asked to not only lead this museum, but help to be part of its inauguration, to help build the foundations and the framework for conversations about art here for the future.
Yeah. So a bit of a personal question. So from all the collections in here, which one is your favorite?
Asking a curator which is the favorite artwork is a wrong question to ask. I mean, I think the way that I like to answer this is actually there are things in this exhibition which are even have even surprised me. Things that I've learned from just looking and contemplating the work. So what I'm really proud of about this exhibition is the kind of placement of artworks together. So we've worked to present, the curators have presented Indonesian art in the context of international art. So there's one wall of the museum that has a really beautiful Jean-Michel Basquiat next to a Harry Dono. Harry Dono is one of Indonesia's very important contemporary artists, and it's a very early painting. And that relationship is really exciting. And then we also did the same thing with Mark Rothko and Srihadi. Srihadi is again a very important modern painter for Indonesia, alongside an American artist like Rothko is quite extraordinary. So it's those combinations of work which allows even people who are familiar with art to look at things in a completely different way. I don't have favorites. I mean, there are things that are just extraordinary, like the Saiguochang gunpowder work. It's just to contemplate the technical process that's required to make it, or to look at the Yukinori Yanagi ant farm. just to look at the ways in which artists are making work now. It's so very different from the approach of Rad and Saleh in the 19th century. Here is a Japanese artist. I mean, also maybe experiencing similar things in terms of traveling between countries, the experiences of moving between cultures, but looking at the kind of institutional structures of flags and using the social networks of ants to draw out some of the ideas. Yeah.
Some of your so
Yeah.
Alright, so well, I'm like me personally. There's two pieces that I like most.
Yeah.
Actually, Berghuis over there.
Yeah.
And Dula.
Okay.
Because I'm like the first time I saw that, I never saw that painting before, but
Yeah.
I'm really big on romanticism.
Yeah, and the thing is that not just the international work, but even the Indonesian work will be a revelation for Indonesian viewers. So a lot of the work has probably not been presented in public for a long time. A lot of the international work is probably, these artists have never been presented in Indonesia at all. So that's a really exciting situation to be in. Yep.